Okay, today's project, we're going to be doing a service on the Sony SL 100 Super Betamax. Now, the 300 that I'm doing, I've got to order some capacitors, and once I get those in, and we'll install them, and then that one will be able to get up and going. But I thought, while I'm waiting for the new capacitors to arrive, I would work on another machine. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do the servicing on the bottom side first, and then we'll do the servicing on the top side. So basically, I'm going to turn this over here. Let's just turn this so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So I've already took the bottom cover off. And basically, here's what I want to do. Is get the, let's see, where's my freaking screwdriver? There it is. So we're gonna pull the bottom mechanism off. There's 4 screws. And these come off pretty simple. It's not pretty easy to do a service on one of these, actually. You just have to be familiar with the mechanism and how it goes back together. So if you don't understand how something goes back together, then I would recommend that you either learn if you're wanting to do it, or have somebody else do it that knows what to do. But I do these videos because I like to do them for hobby, and also I do it for my living because I get part of my income is refurbishing these beta machines and selling them again. So we just basically just pull up on the mechanism itself. Real easy to do. Okay, so now what we'll do is we've got the mechanism out, and one of the things that we're going to do is we need to pull the take-up and supply reels. We'll pull those off. Right now what we need to do is take this little washer off. So once we take that off, and we can start taking apart I might need 2 hands to do this, guys. I'm gonna have to just set the camera at a level where you guys can see. But basically, let's see if you guys can see there. Okay, you guys can see what I'm doing here. So I'm going to pull this little washer off. I'll set that aside. And this idler assembly just comes off just like this. And there's the... so here's the idler, and it moves back and forth. and your motor is here underneath. Let's pull that off. Pretty simple actually, and they just come right off. So what you want to do is pull the brakes back, and you can just lift up just like that, and you can pull them off. And so one of the things that we would want to do is to clean the post and put some more oil on there. We're going to do the same thing with this side. Okay, and then always use some contact cleaner to clean all your switches. All of your mechanical solenoid switches. They need to be cleaned, and that's part of servicing the machine. So now this brake tensioner comes right off. It'll just slide right out of the way. We could just slide that out like that. We could just pull this right off. Okay. So we have that taken off now, so we can clean this post and re-lube it. Let's pull the motor off. We're going to pull this. This is the idler motor itself right here, guys. Okay. So we will we'll need to clean this post and lubricate it as well, and we will also put a little lubrication on this top piece as well. Now, one of the things that I recommend doing is to clean your switches with contact cleaner. You can clean, you can put a little bit of cleaner and spray it on the actual coils to clean the coils. I don't clean the coils. Sometimes I will, but not often. But I'm just basically what I'm going to do is clean the post, lubricate it, clean the post on here, and lubricate it as well. And what that'll do is, and we can actually just put one drop of oil right here in the shaft here, and that we'll just go ahead and take the contact cleaner. I'm going to clean the coils. I'm going to clean this magnetic motor. This is the magnetic motor. We're going to clean that too. We're going to clean this solenoid switch. This solenoid engages before play will. When this solenoid engages, then you can hit play and it'll play. Okay? So we're going to do that. Now I've got a rag here that I can use to put the I'll put this on there, and I'll just spray my cleaner on there, and so let's get my cleaner here, and then we will proceed with that. Now another thing that we're going to clean is there's a switch here, and this switch over here is what tells the machine that there's a tape inserted. This is what we're gonna do. Let me give you a close-up real quick so you guys can see. So, the areas that we're gonna clean. So this is the solenoid that we're gonna clean. I'll put a little contact cleaner in there and move it back and forth like this. to get that lubricant, you know, to get that cleaner in there inside that solenoid so that it's nice and clean and activates quickly. And see, when you put contact cleaner on this solenoid switch, this is the solenoid that activates just before it goes into play. If you hit play, that's going to engage and then it will play. There's also another solenoid that engages before this one engages, but so here's your tape insert switch. This switch needs to be cleaned as well. Okay, these are the posts I was talking about. Clean them, put a drop of oil, it's all it's needed, just one drop. Just put one little drop in this little shaft here. That's all that's needed. Don't put more than one. Too much oil can cause a problem. Not enough oil can cause a problem. So we're going to go ahead now. I'm just going to clean. So let's put the camera back down. Get a good view of. Okay. Try to get a good view of what I'm doing. Okay. We'll clean the switches, we'll clean this. And I'll just move it back and forth like that because I want to get the cleaner in there. And I'm just going to use my rag to dampen the, kind of absorb some of the wetness. This stuff dries pretty fast though. So there's another switch here. This is a light that shines, and it basically, this detects the if the reel is turning or not. Let me clean that as well. Okay, now I'm going to clean the... Oh, let me show you that switch. So, this switch right here is what detects the movement of the take-up reel. So that's what I've cleaned. Okay. My battery's getting dead and dying, so I'm gonna have to change the battery or charge it up. Don't use rubbing alcohol on the magnetic motor because it can damage the motor itself. So I always use contact cleaner, not alcohol. So okay. And it's a very fast, quick drying formula. Here it is. It's starting to dry already. It's already dried. It's very quick drying formula. That's why I like it. I highly recommend it. It's called CRC contact cleaner. That's what you want. It's electrical QD electrical cleaner. It's for cleaning electronics. It's contact cleaner. It's good stuff. Use it all the time. Now I'm just gonna get the post clean, and for that I am going to use alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I was not able to get the 99% proof, but I was able to find the 91%, and 91% alcohol is just fine. I'm just going to clean the post here. Make sure they're nice and clean. get all the old lubricant off of it that's dried up. You just want to do a full service. That's how you service these things, you know. You just do a good job servicing it. Yeah, I'm just gonna clean this sensor here with a Q-tip. Okay, I'm gonna clean the. I'm just gonna clean this post over here, and then I'm gonna clean the post here on the top. Okay. Okay, now we're ready to put some 3-in-1 oil on each of the posts that I was talking about. So we'll go get some oil and we'll jump back to doing that. Okay, here it is. So this is what I use. I just use some 3-in-1 oil. It's, you know, a very good lubricant. So I'm just gonna put a drop on the. Okay. Alright, we'll put 1 drop in the little too much, little too much. It's a tad too much. There we go. That'll clean off the excess. And it'll dry very quickly anyway, so. Alright, so you got that one drop of oil on there. And I got this is now cleaned. So because the drop of oil is down in here, it will lubricate that post. So this post is going to be lubricated because I put a drop down in here. So now we'll just put the motor together. Okay. Now we'll take our reels and we'll put them back in. Make sure that it spins nice and freely. sure that this thing is fully seated, because if the reels are not fully seated, they will not work. And the machine will not do anything. So you just gotta make sure you put that back in. So I'm gonna pull this brake out of the way here. And we'll just go in. There we go. Make sure that spins nice and free. Okay. Let's put our band okay. Now we're just going to drop the mechanism back in. Make sure the solenoid is nice and freely moving after we've put the cleaner in. Oh yeah, we gotta put the drive wheel back on. Almost forgot about this piece. We can't forget about that. Okay. We'll just put I forgot to put a little bit of oil right here on the shaft. I'm just going to put just a little drop right on the tip. I'm going to also take the assembly apart. So I'm going to clean that, and we'll put this back on. And I just want to get some contact cleaner on it. So it takes a little bit of time to service a Betamax, because there's a little bit more details, you know, a little bit more things you have to do, but and looks like my washer fell off there. So, okay. If we just take this and put it back on, we'll just put this, reassemble this, and let's just put that back on. Make sure that spins nice and freely. Okay. Now let's put the shaft back together. So Okay. Now we'll put our little plastic cut washer back on. Just like that. There we go. Alright, and we have, so let's put this mechanism back in. Now the last okay. And it just goes down into place just like that. And now we'll put our screws back on. Let's get our screws in. And when you're putting the screws in there, don't do them too tight, because you just want them so they're snug. But you don't, these will strip very easily. It's very easy to over tighten these screws because they're going into plastic. They're not going into metal, they're going into these little plastic tabs that holds everything together. So you just want to make sure that you do not get the screws stripped, because if you strip them, you'll basically won't be able to screw your real table motor assembly. I mean, if you only had 3 screws holding it, that would be okay. If you accidentally broke one, as long as you had at least 3 of them. But you just got to be real careful and not break them, because these plastic pieces are mounted. They're glued to the actual mechanism. So, oh yeah, first we gotta get that metal plate. That metal plate goes on like this, but yeah, it goes on like that, and like this, something like that, right there, like that. Okay, that's how that goes on. But before we put that on, we're gonna clean the capstan. Pull your capstan out, okay? This is your capstan, and you just pull it out. Pull it straight up and out. I'm gonna use my contact cleaner. Okay. And I just want to basically clean that shaft here. Clean this post. So you want to clean that post. Okay. Now there's one more thing you got to do, and there's a sensor. This is the sensor that detects the motor, the movement. So this sensor needs to be cleaned as well. So we need to clean that sensor. stupid camera to stay where I want it to. So let's just clean the coils. Clean the sensor. Okay. And we'll just dab up any of the remaining pieces here. And I'm going to pull the wire off, and I'm going to clean the contacts. I just want to make sure that's spinning nice and free. Let's get our piece back on here. Okay. Because this is just I don't know what this metal piece is for. Maybe just to stabilize it. The capstan, I don't know. I don't know why this whole piece of metal's on here, but it's on here. It's on here for a reason, so. Okay. Now let's go ahead, we'll clean the wire connector. We'll clean where the wire connects to the motor of the capstan. Okay. We'll just let that evaporate. And we are done for the bottom side. The bottom side has now been fully serviced. So the next video we're going to do is we're going to do the top side. And the top side is very simple, very easy to service. So alright. So basically, put this panel back in where it belongs. Surprisingly, on this particular model, it's only held in by one screw for the bottom panel here, so just get my screw. Do some adjustments. There we go. I wasn't seeing the hole for the screw. We'll just put this back on like this, and then on the next video we'll do the top side service. Let's turn this back over. Oh, I hate dropping everything. Okay. Pull the top panel off. Okay, in the next video, we'll show you how to service the top side. So stay tuned for the top side maintenance service on the Betamax. Bye bye. See you later.